So, just wanted to come online really quick. Yeah, so, yeah, I just wanted to come online really quick and just talk. I had a good day today. It was actually a very good day today. Um, got some of my more of my needs met, from the weekend to like today, got a lot of my needs met, Um, almost wanted to make a salad today. I didn't make a salad. Actually, I kind of wasted a little bit of the last salad I made. I'm not really gonna lie about that. I mean, I kind of wasted the last salad I made. I had some leftovers, and I'm like, well, since I have it sitting in Italian dressing and stuff like that, I was like, do I put it in the fridge and stuff like that? But everything was gonna get so soggy and shit. It's like salad's one of the worst things that you would be able to really save and have leftovers for, especially if you put salad dressing already on it. That salad's going to be one of the worst things you're going to be able to save. So unfortunately, I had some leftover salad and stuff, but I wasn't able to save it because a lot of it got soggy and nasty and cruddy. So I ended up having to chuck it the other day over the weekend. So I'm at that point now where it's just like I'm chilling, doing what I need to do. I mean, I still got cucumbers. I still can make another salad if I want to. I just need to, not waste food because I find myself being a little wasteful, and I don't really want to be. I don't mean to be wasteful. I want to be able to, use everything I have, and and not take anything for granted. But, I'm trying to make the best of things and doing the best of things. I don't have a lot of money this month either. I mean, a lot of the money I did have went towards food, and it's been going a lot of it's been going towards a lot of my needs. Like I needed a new CD and DVD tower to put my some of my DVDs in, as far as cleanliness and space, because I was starting to do that because of not only just because of the HUD inspector, but because it will work better in my favor and stuff to have my DVDs and an actual DVD and CD towers instead of being on my shelves. It worked better already because all my books that were sitting on my coffee table, all my books that were sitting there, all ended up on the shelves. So I have all my books actually on having a space now on my shelves, and have DVDs underneath my cabinets of my TV too, but I want to take some of those out and try to put them on another CD and DVD tower when I can get it. But I am trying really hard to try to just make some space in here and stuff like that. I do have other stuff that I would like to put other places too, and try to make more room and stuff too, especially in my room area and stuff. There's things I would like to make more room and stuff for, and try to maybe make things turn out a little bit better and stuff like that, where things are not just as cluttered or messy, or there's ways you can make more space if you really just put your mind to it and really try to organize some shit. You can make more space, even if that means trying to declutter and get rid of some stuff. I had a box of stuff that actually I brought down to the community room, and a lot of it ended up actually being being taken and stuff like that. A lot of it ended up being taken, and a lot of it has actually ended up gone. So that I'm glad about that, because some of the stuff had happened to be stuff that I got from like friends that I no longer hang out with. I've gotten stuffed animals from people that I don't, they were in my life for a season and stuff like that, and the season that they were in my life for kind of ended harshly or badly and stuff like that, to the point that I don't want to even have contact with them anymore or have them back in my life for that, for any more seasons. So, I mean, it's no sense of holding on to it, a stuffed animal or some type of object where people kind of give you something from that season, and kind of has those energies and stuff attached to it in your house. You're kind of at that point where you're kind of just like, you want to get rid of those energies and those things from that season, because you're no longer that person anymore, and you should no longer be tied to those energies. So at this point, I'm doing okay. I mean, I normally don't always like to try to get rid of stuff, especially stuff that's gifted to me, because I don't get gifted things too often. I don't really get gifted things too often, but sometimes I gotta learn too, if it comes from somebody who is like an ex-friend, and the friend didn't treat you right, or had some issues, and there were some issues with the friendship, or it comes from somebody you dated and stuff, and that person didn't treat you right, then it's okay to get rid of something, especially if, if you need to cut those ties or cut those energies and attachments out of your life. And that's something I'm trying to deal with and learn, is try to, be able to let go of certain things, and certain other things that, have attachments to other stuff, and etc. I was actually starting to clean off some of my altar spaces. I got a couple of spaces that have, like angels and candles and things like that. I've been trying to clean off some of my, most of my more prevalent, like in my angel area, my angel and saints area on top of my shelves, which I have, and I have another area with knickknacks and things and other things that I have that, looks like an altar. We can't really call it an altar because I'm not really, I don't really have an altar, but I mean, I have something that kind of resembles one because it has all kinds of weird knickknacks and things on it, in my house. So I do have something like that, which has a bunch of different things, but I do, with anything, you got to cleanse, got to cleanse your space, even your spiritual spaces. But I mean, besides doing tarot cards, I'm not like worshiping any other deities and stuff like that. I mean, I believe in God. I'm a godly based person. I really am a godly based person. I'm maybe not, conservatively godly based, but I am pretty much godly based, or more spiritually godly based, where even though I have a certain type of spirituality, and some people call it Christian witches, some people call it the Christian witches, because people feel that there are certain Christianities that still borderline on witchcraft or whatever else, and people call it like witchcraft, but I mean, obviously, I still think there's ways that you can still believe in God and still honor the other, spiritual teachers and things that have come down from, the heavens, and and came down to teach us these different lessons and these different spiritual philosophies and things, so the humanity could learn and evolve and be better and grow. I hate to say this, but some conservatives that might look down on this, but Jesus was very much kind of like a Buddha. Jesus was very much kind of like a Buddha or like a prophet. He was very much kind of like that. Some people would say he was some people would be like, no, he's the son of God. He's the son, he was very much like, a cult leader and like a Buddha and stuff like that, or like a wise, sayer, and, of the times in Jerusalem. So, I mean, some people, it depends on what you believe. There's some people, the Christians say, oh, Jesus this and Jesus that, and other people who are maybe more to the more Muslim religions believe in Allah. There's Allah, the Prophet Allah, and some people believe that Allah is more, more of somebody who is more worthy of being like God and stuff like that, or there's all different things. Obviously some people may not call it God. Some Buddhists may not call it God, but Buddha was a spiritual teacher. Some people believe that Buddha's practices are still wise enough to be a spiritual teacher and to learn from, kind of like Jesus kind of was like almost like a Buddha and a spiritual teacher. Some people feel that Buddha was also, and obviously I kind of read something somewhere that Buddhists don't believe in Jesus. Buddhists don't believe in Jesus. Buddhists don't believe in who Jesus was, or anything about who Jesus what Jesus came down to earth to be. And some Buddhists don't really believe in Jesus as some Christians don't believe in Buddha. And that's just the way it is. There's just different philosophies in both those teachings that kind of separate the two. And although there's certain things in Hinduism, I think there's certain things in Hinduism and spiritual teachings in Hinduism that Jesus is still kind of referenced as somebody, as somebody of significance and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still adapting and learning about spirituality and, everything, and how everything plays out to be, what it is as far as, religion and, politics and, some cases I had to learn the hard way, and that's basically, that's referring to all that, all these issues over Black Lives Matter and these social issues with other people, other black clients in my program, and all these other things. I mean, none of it had to do with any type of prejudice or predatory type of behaviors or things. Because obviously, a lot of the people I've fallen out with are people I actually, truthfully, honestly, would have respected. I would have respected a lot of these people. I would have actually honored a lot of these people and respected them, or maybe they didn't feel like how the way I was going about everything was going to be respectful, or how they didn't like how I was going about everything. But I mean, obviously, I'm human. I obviously make my mistakes, or I obviously go through my things and do what I have to do too. But I mean, I honestly, liked and admired a lot of people in the black community within my mental health program, but I've kind of quickly learned because of, certain things like mental health issues and things like personality clashes and things like that, the respect and the admiration I would have had for certain people in the black community that were probably in my mental health program are kind of fading because of those issues and things like that. And I kind of realized that certain people are a certain way that I cannot like or honor or really be a part of, especially with their lives and their struggles and stuff like that. I mean, obviously we all struggle and stuff like that. We're all in different, we're all in recovery for a reason. We all are on this earth for a reason. We all kind of have our challenges and stuff like that. I'm in the end. I'm kind of in a lot of ways. I'm still no better than the next person, except I'm doing a lot of things differently than some people, and that's what kind of makes me better. Is because I feel like there's a part of me that wants a better life out of things, wants some better goals, and wants better things for myself than some people are really at a place right now to even want for themselves or even bring into the fruition of their lives and their and bring about for their lives and etc. And people wonder why there's so much drama and chaos. It's because people are inviting everybody, saying the arts are for all, and there's people out there that like the arts. They might like what they're about. They might like the fact that there's entertainment or there's music or something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's when it comes to where somebody who has worked very hard, somebody has trying to work very hard or trying to put in the work to make the artwork or make the poems or do what they have to do to advance and kind of grow and stuff, despite the setbacks that some of the mental health clients might have created in themselves and etc. That kind of helped contribute things that kind of ruined some things and burnt some bridges in the past. But despite looking past certain things and despite all that and still trying to keep your head above water and trying to rise and prosper, even despite the flaws and despite failing numerous amount of times, you still try to keep your head above water and do something and believe in something that a lot of people are still not believing in and still don't fucking get the common sense for, So, I mean, I in a way I am kind of better because I do believe in something better, and especially in my terms. Maybe not in everybody else's terms. Maybe I'm not better in everybody else's terms than everybody else. But in my terms, I still think I could still consider me a better person than some people that I would have maybe gotten involved with or had gotten involved with. I'm still kind of in a better person in a better place because there's things I'm trying to achieve and there's things I'm trying to go for as goals and stuff like that I don't think many people believe in and stuff like that, or really have could take the time and the effort, or really know how to properly put forth the effort and things properly to do, to place those stepping stones to get even to where I am today, or get as far, or how I've gotten there, So there's a lot of issues and clashes with my mental health recovery, especially as I grow and prosper, and as people see me do well, and people see me starting to get published, or starting to, sell my artwork, or have my art page, and etc. People are very, very upset and pissed about that, there's not a lot I can say. I mean, obviously, I'm still a low-income American. I don't make a lot of money. I mean, part of me would like a job. I mean, I just physically can't. I mean, obviously, there's some issues with my disability. There's some issues with, the proper training I have for a job and stuff like that really kind of get in the way of me working a job. I mean, I've had job training and stuff like that, and there were still issues, and some of that still was the outside forces and the other clients that kind of contributed to the lack of focus and etc. towards my mental health. That kind of came into the interference when it came to certain things, when it came to my goals and getting a job and stuff, and getting the training, and and in some cases it was also some of the staff members who were pregnant at the time, and were hormonal, and and other things that kind of worked into the whole situation that had nothing to do with just the clients, but actually how the professionalism of the actual people that are supposed to be so-called staff was handled. So, but for the most part, I'm all right. I'm all right for the most part. I mean, I live my life. I still am disabled. I mean, I still, I don't know, I need to find something workable. I need to really find something workable where I can actually prosper. I mean, I would like to make a little bit more money. I would like if I could find something workable that really would work with my disability and what I could do, then yeah, I would actually try to put focus into doing something. I mean, maybe something I maybe wouldn't even consider work, and if I did something, maybe if I found something like that, maybe I would be able to make more money and stuff, and feel like I'm actually just doing something I normally would do, or something I was meant to do without really considering it much work. And maybe I could, maybe then I could prosper and get a paycheck easier. But things about the traditional sense of a 9-to-5 job was never really something that worked for me. Get a 9-to-5 job and stuff like that. It's like my disability plays a big part in that. Two, the system, and how the system, how the system is flawed, and how the system really hasn't been working for the benefit of some others and some other people within the programs and stuff like that have kind of gotten in the way of certain clients and stuff that have really gotten affected by certain things, and how it affected certain people that really kind of, so those people kind of get looked down upon, or really, get forgotten about, because other people are doing well, and other people have more of the, ways of doing certain things that people think is more of the requirement. So, but whatever at this point, I don't know, just my rant about my professionalism and stuff like that, and how I feel like people don't, people just really just don't add up to shit, That's not why I actually came on here. I actually came on here to just say my day was good and stuff like that. But, and it was good. It was good. I just got off the phone with my mom. Although she didn't want me to, talk to her about certain things. And she kind of got off the phone because she was tired and didn't really want to hear it and stuff like that. I did kind of mention to her, too, because she keeps saying she wants to do something for my friend Greg. She keeps saying she wants to do something for my friend Greg, So I told her, yes, okay. I told her, the next time you see me, how about you give me $30 or $40? If you give me $30 or $40, I can go do something for my friend Greg. I can do it to treat me and Greg to something, and it could be on my mom, but I could treat me and Greg to something. It could be on my mom, and and my mom would have done something for Greg, and I would have been able to join Greg, for what she was going to do. I mean, I was thinking about that too, because me and Greg wanted to do a couple of things this month and stuff like that. A couple things together too. We wanted to do a couple things and hang out together and go do a couple of things. And unfortunately, in some cases we didn't have money to do certain things. We were talking about it like a couple of months ago, but there's certain things that we just didn't have the money for this month. I mean, I don't have the money for it because all my money's been going to my food and my needs and stuff that I need, and I haven't had money to do it. But I mean, my mom, I'm trying to appeal to my mom, because if my mom could actually come through and actually, basically, maybe give me some money towards maybe helping, maybe surprising my friend Greg and stuff like that, then that would be great, because I would do that. I would definitely do that, because everybody knows that I've said it to certain people that me and Greg wanted to try, a local restaurant or two that we haven't tried yet, and I figured, hey, Mom, since money is a factor and an issue, why not the next time I see you? Why not give me some money so for me and Greg, I mean we can go me and Greg could go to try one of the restaurants we always wanted to try or something like that, and maybe that way that way we can treat Greg. We can treat Greg to a nice restaurant or something. Because but that's what I was talking to my mom about, because Greg, kind of, when Greg really wants to, he will do some nice things out of the kindness of his heart and not really ask for anything back. And my mom kept wanting to do something for him, and my Greg's kind of like, no, I don't want your mom to do anything for me and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, this way, if she gave me some money to maybe for me to go, treat Greg and stuff like that, maybe Greg would be more open to that. But Greg really didn't want anything in return for being nice to me and stuff like that. But my mom and I were talking about trying to do something nice for Greg, or Greg, my mom's thinking about doing something nice for him, and I'm like, well, I don't know what you want to do. I mean, she's like, oh, should I get him a piece of jewelry? Would he wear jewelry? I'm like, I don't think Greg really wears jewelry, Mom. I mean, obviously, but obviously, if I told my mom something like, "Oh, he's gay, Mom," then my mom would really have a heart attack. Like, "Oh, he's gay," but so. But my mom's trying to really do something nice. My mom's trying to do something really nice to to be nice back in return. And I know Greg really doesn't want me to do that, but I mean, it would be nice if my mom did kind of send, give me something in return to really treat Greg or do something nice for Greg, in return. And that would be really cool, And of course, there would be money in there for me too, so I would actually be able to go and eat something too, because this month's been tight. This month's been really tight as financially, Me and Greg were talking about maybe going out to try a restaurant or two this month. I mean, obviously Greg's been doing some things and he's been having a good time, and he's been hanging out with his family and his friends. But for me, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like sometimes it's like I spent a week or 10 days or so just to myself because Greg had other things he had to do. So I've been kind of to myself up until Greg's return, and I've been kind of to myself, getting ready for getting through all these inspections and trying to clean up my house, trying to declutter and all this other stuff that I wouldn't probably be able to do because I'm always so quick to run out the door and go hang with Greg that I always take the time to be able to focus on me here at home. So, but I'm thinking about doing something nice, for Greg, or having my mom work with me to do something nice for Greg, I know Greg doesn't really want that to happen, but I mean, obviously, if she still did do something or worked with me a little bit, I mean, I still might be able to do something nice for Greg, I don't know, well, I'll have to see when the time comes, but for the most part, it's been a very good day. It was a very good weekend. The weekend flew by. I mean, normally I struggle on the weekends, but the weekend actually flew by. And I was very surprised that the weekend flew by the way it did, I don't know. It flew by. I mean, I think that, it all depends on the weekend and the different scenarios and things, and, but, I don't know. At this point, I'm chilling. At this point, I'm chilling and doing what I have to do. There's not much to say. There's not much to really do. I'm at the point now where, just doing what I need to do, just chilling, I don't know. There's not much to say. There's not much to say. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm about to go to sleep. I'm about to go to sleep and do what I have to do. tomorrow, I've been having a hard time falling asleep. I've been so focused on other things. I'm not even gonna lie to people. I've been so focused on other things or not being able to sleep because I come home and I want to, or I finally get a chance to do social media and I want to do this, and this, and social media doesn't let me always get to do certain things because it sometimes likes to temporarily block me and stuff like that, because I post way too much according to, Mark Zuckerberg and the Facebook team, but, so I don't always get to post and stuff, so sometimes I try to take as much time off of Facebook as I can. Granted, it still doesn't help the situation. I don't know, I'm doing the best I can. It's late at night. You can see the glare in my glasses. There's like a big glare with that, with that thing. I mean, I also got those other lights on over there, but, I'm alright. I'm alright for the most part, I'm alright for the most part, despite getting wrapped up in something that's a cultural issue that I wish I stayed out of, Wish I stayed out of the cultural issues, but the funny thing is I put myself in them because I wanted to be a support for Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. And some of that was because I thought, maybe supporting Black Lives Matter and etc. would help me maybe appeal or help me appeal more to a black person and more towards finding a black person to love me or, etc. But as I said before, black love is black wealth, and that's kind of where, things get preached about Black Lives Matter and how Black Lives Matter is supposed to be because the system was, they believe the system was one way and shit like that, which obviously kind of conflicts with a lot of other things that, you might believe differently and stuff like that. So, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'll be honest with everybody. I mean, I said I was mad at T'Challa Williams, and part of me still, it's whatever at this point. It's so whatever at this point. But one thing that really made me so mad at her, especially being friends on my Facebook and stuff, is that she was so pro-black that there was a lot of clashes because she was pro-black, and it would actually kind of affect, my views or something I would say or something, etc. That we would have arguments and fights, and we would have these disagreements right on Facebook. Right on Facebook, we would have these disagreements and etc. And it really wasn't something I really wanted to do. I really wanted to just level with T'Challa and tell and just hope that T'Challa would actually see that I still wanted to accept and say that Black Lives didn't matter. Unfortunately, people now are like, you still got to say that if you say that Black Lives Matter, you got to also admit to this, and this, and this. And as I said before, if it slightly doesn't fit your views, or you feel slightly differently, especially about the right to love and how people should have a right to love or etc. because you don't believe that black love is black wealth. I mean, obviously, I understand that black love is black wealth to the black community, yes, but I'm not black. I'm not black, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, black love, black wealth, Like, why would I support something? I can support something, but I'm also not going to support it fully without also, not without also trying to support myself, too, I don't know. Maybe I'm very biased. There's just kind of a duality type of, I don't want to say biased type of thing, but there's definitely a double-edgedness to all these issues and things, especially when people might be working with my mental health systems or people who work with, me in the mental health systems and etc., T'Challa's been gone for months, and I'm done, and I just... Honestly, I just try to think for myself now. I say to myself, what would T'Challa do, or what would T'Challa say and stuff like that in a situation like this? And I say to myself, well, ask yourself what you want, and if it's the opposite, then you can still do it, because you're honoring yourself, You're not honoring what T'Challa wants, or what T'Challa would say, or how T'Challa would say something in a pro-black sense that, would have you mad at her, or you have you guys clashing and etc. You would basically you would basically be able to still, you would basically be able to still honor yourself and still say that Black Lives Matter. And honestly, that's what I was going to do at some point, is still honor, Black Lives Matter by saying, yes, Black Lives still matter. I'm still here for you and support you, but I also believe in interracial relationships. But unfortunately, there's a huge code, or, something that, about the black wealth, and, how everything gets preached and etc. That there was a lot of clashes and people calling me out for being nasty or being a supremacist, or, all this other bullshit, because I just happen to say, oh, I want to love a black woman. I have hopes to love a black woman. I have these hopes to love a black woman, and I want to love a black woman. And some people say too that all this pro-black stuff is going to help you love a black woman. And yes, I understand some of the pro-black stuff can help you love a black woman, but I just maybe it's just like something I'm missing, or something they're missing, that we're not seeing eye to eye, and we're in the middle of like a huge arguments and stuff like that. But I don't mean for this to be a cultural war, as some people put it out to me, like I was trying to start a cultural war. No, I'm wrapped up in some cultural bullshit that basically was raging on way before I got involved in it. I mean, obviously it became popular after sometime after I got involved in it, or way before I was trying to. But or no, wait. No, no. Well, maybe not. Maybe I was involved in it way before it got popular. Granted, now that it's popular and stuff like that, everybody now wants to take it take it certain ways that obviously I don't know. Thing is, I feel like I wasted too much time, money, and efforts towards towards some type of ideals and philosophies that were not fully my own, or not fully honoring myself, or valuing myself, or valuing what I wanted or thought was right. I mean, I'm not going to say that I didn't want to say that Black lives didn't matter, because I still feel like that Black lives do matter. I feel like the sentence that Black lives matter, yes, Black lives should matter if they don't matter already, and yes, Black lives do matter. I mean, obviously that's going to be a sentence that everybody should agree with, whether you're in an interracial relationship or not. I mean, I said it before too. The whole situation about all lives matter kind of had a lot of controversy too. And I mean, I'd like it to be easier just to say that all lives matter and be like, okay, all lives matter. But people say that there's white people hiding behind all lives matter for racist agendas and racist purposes. So now it's like all lives matter is a racist group. So it's like nothing really is fucking easy, and everybody's gonna have an opinion, and it's like if you can't come up with your own opinion, your own philosophies, and who you are as a person, and honor who you are as a person and as an individual, and listen to your own inner voice and try to ignore everybody else's bullshit, then you're in trouble, And that's what I'm starting to learn how to do, is take everybody else's bullshit out of my shit and just follow my own heart and do what the fuck I want to do, So, yes, I have hopes for an interracial relationship. I mean, I've had a couple of interracial relationships within my mental health program, and obviously they were not, they were not positive. I mean, I had a couple online interracial relationships, and they weren't the greatest, because I think there was a lot of things about trying to get to know somebody, and obviously I got attracted some people for interracial relationships through online and stuff like that, through social media, without even really getting a chance to meet. At some point, I kind of started seeing a lot of red flags, and how I was attracting these people with like red flags and some issues and things. One girl basically, instead of trying to get to know me for an actual relationship and trying to actually get to know me to build on a relationship and to build on some type of connection and stuff like that, which I originally wanted to do, but then they're trying to change my mind because they wanted me to be like daddy and shit, and get all tied up and shit, and pretty much had me be daddy. This girl from fucking Alabama and shit like that, I mean, I have no problem with that. I mean, obviously, there's not a lot I can do over the fucking phone or the internet, and it's just like, I don't want to feel like that. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm being played either. Like there's somebody else there, and I'm doing that for what? You know. But regardless of the factor, it's like still you want to build on a relationship. Or at least I thought I wanted to build on a relationship. And the idea of the fact that I wanted something solid for an actual relationship and not something that was all like, you know, friends with benefits or sex based is something really I still really try to aim for, is an actual relationship where I get to know somebody slowly and build on certain things and build on, you know, things to level and mature and actually grow with somebody. But the thing is like, I get a lot of, like, fucking people, like, you know, friends with benefits and, you know, all kinds of people just wanting to fuck, and it's like, sometimes you gotta just watch your fucking energies. I mean, like, the last person who actually just messaged me the other, like, was it Friday night? I gave a guy my number, or the guy said, if you text me, we're fucking, and I'm like, well... I kind of, like, I texted him and said, okay, we're fucking. I mean, I kind of gave him an apostrophe because I was like, you know, I wanted to see where it was going to go. And apparently the guy thought, you know, if he brought over beer or like cigarettes or something, we would be fucking or something like that if he got drunk and had drunk sex, you know. And I'm sitting here shaking my head like, what the fuck? I don't like the smell of alcohol or the smell of people being an alcoholic with alcohol on their breath. Two, I don't smoke. I mean, I used to smoke marijuana, but I actually was a social marijuana smoker, but I actually stopped smoking marijuana probably about like 5 to 7 years ago. So I stopped smoking marijuana, and that was only because of somebody who I did date in an interracial relationship that really did not represent me very properly as, you know, as the woman that I was trying to hopefully have represent me as an artist and as somebody, you know, not just personally but professionally as well, trying to represent me as an artist and etc. And all she really did was kind of really tear me down and create more dramas and issues that kind of, you know, really kind of ended my some of my career choices and some of my more prominent, you know, chances at certain things that I had to walk away from, you know. Great thing has put me on the path with other people in other situations, but it's really not something, you know, not a relationship I was very proud of, you know, not a relationship I was very proud of or happy about, you know. It was an interracial relationship, yes, it was an interracial relationship, and I really wanted to put my best foot forward, and I think my heart really did want to be open to care, but I think I was, in some cases, letting myself kind of get walked all over, and, you know, I don't know, you know, I try to see the good in people, but people seem to want to fuck me over and not really give a shit, so, especially when it comes to other people and having issues with other people just don't give a shit, you know. Because that's basically what started a lot of shit, is that people had issues with other people, and then people wanted to just feed into all that bullshit instead of, you know, being there for me and etc. You know, as an artist and as a performer. So, I don't know. I'm at this point where I'm doing a late night rant, apparently. You know, I'm just doing a late night rant because I'm just kind of at that point where it's like I'm starting to question a lot about values and about the values and things I bring into my life about certain people and etc. You know, because I think at this point I feel like I'm worth a lot more. At least my worth should be going up a lot more compared to what I've been attracting. My worth and etc. should be going up a lot more, and like how I should be valued should be going up a lot more than what I've been getting, you know? Like the fucking guy saying, oh, I'm gonna get you drunk, and we're gonna have drunk sex, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? He was cute, I'm not gonna lie, the guy was cute, but he probably is ignorant as fuck, you know? I know people are gonna come at me saying maybe that's kind of racist, but no, he was ignorant as fuck, you know? he was basically just like, you know, drunk sex and, you know, that, and I'm like, I don't know. People sometimes really annoy me. I mean, my friend Greg was asking me, he's like, hey, did you meet any other guys since the last time I talked to you? I'm like, no. Because I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, right before Greg actually went away and left for like 10 days, I kind of got hit on by this guy. This guy was kind of like eyeing the hell out of me, walking past me and Greg one day. Me and Greg were sitting eating pizza and shit, and then this guy was like eyeing the hell out of me, and it's like this guy was like staring me down, and Greg was like, "Whoa, Carl, this guy's like staring you down, like Like, I think this guy, like, has the hots for you or something. And it's like, it was true. It was definitely true. I mean, it was definitely true. And you know, the guy later on, probably about, you know, a week or two later, ended up, like, you know, kind of, like, advancing into, like, hitting on me and stuff like that. And then it kind of evolved into something, but it was kind of like, not even like just like a quick, you know, a quick, like, 30 to 20 minutes. It wasn't even, like, really anything good, you know. But, anyways, you know, I'm at that point, too. It's like, you know, I mean, obviously, I mean, what happened, I don't know what happened to like, why women don't, why women don't, like, want guys with stamina anymore. Like, women don't want guys with stamina, or who can last in the bedroom, or who could really try to, you know, who take longer to, you know, get to that climax point where, you know, it's kind of like where people, and I watched something where somebody said, oh, some people are like, well, I don't have all that type of time to have a guy climax and stuff like that, especially if he's watching porn or can't really, you know, feels like he can't really, you know, get turned on right away and stuff like that. Some women don't have the time or the effort to really have that type of, you know, oomph to the bedroom. So I'm like, you know, I just think about myself, because I, you know, when I'm not with somebody, I usually end up, you know, here and there I end up watching watching adult entertainment. So, you know, hey, there's nothing wrong with loving yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with watching adult entertainment and just loving your own damn self and not hooking up with anybody, you know? I almost should have not hooked up with that the guy that kind of hit on me the other day either from the park, you know? I mean, probably shouldn't have hooked up with him either, you know? But he kind of came and got what he wanted, and he was like, oh, this is between me and you, and then he left, so... I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way about my worth, and I feel like I'm worth a lot more. Will people honor it? Will people see it? I don't know, but I'm going to demand more about my worth and more what I am worth, and etc. You know, I mean, I wish I could do more of that when it comes to local businesses and stuff. But some people are already trying to provoke the cops, or trying to act like they're provoking legal issues and stuff like that, because I don't know if it was my family members. I don't know if it was my sister-in-law or my brother who might have actually heard me go, you know, upset and trying to assume that, you know, the past, you know, trying to assume that the past was basically something that, you know, was almost about to be relived because I was upset about the arts and the arts were falling apart. I mean, obviously the arts fell apart, you know, some of the arts stuff fell apart too, right after the whole Joseph Arthur misunderstanding. There were a lot of artists and stuff that kind of, you know, distanced themselves from me, and there were some artists that really did not want to kind of connect themselves to me and stuff like that because of the whole Joseph Arthur thing. There were some people that really kind of, you know, if I had fallen out with and etc. And I don't think people really understood that I was struggling with my mental health or stuff like that. And I lost quite a few connections and stuff like that, you know. Prominent connections and stuff, and it's kind of like now, except I'm not like gonna overreact and curse. Well, I'm gonna take that back because I kind of did like tell off a few people. You know, I did tell off a few people. I mean, I told off Rana Tron Justice, who kind of helps work for John Noki and helps you know make sure that John Noki basically gets basically the artists and support that he needs for his business and stuff. Like all those performers and stuff come from Rana Chan Justice and her connections to the local performers and stuff like that. So I told her off because I felt really betrayed by her and, you know, John, and I kind of like one day just told her off and blocked her from Facebook, you know. Then I told off another friend who kept, you know, somebody who was almost a friend. I told him off because I got tired of him, you know, posting about, you know, John Noki and the bookstore and the stuff like that and supporting the bookstore and stuff like that. And I got kind of tired of like hearing about it and stuff, so I kind of told him off and said, knock off the bullshit and stuff like that. And I think he ended up blocking me and just removing himself from Facebook. So, hey, whatever. But I have told off a couple motherfuckers. And I ain't gonna play about that. I mean, I have told off a couple motherfuckers. And people might be a little concerned about, my anger or whatever, whatever I had to convey in that. But, enough's enough. I mean, people want to push your buttons or walk all over you and feel like you're not worth a lot of shit, and your worth is a lot of shit to people and stuff like that, until you actually get really mad or have to really prove it, or really have to kind of like kind of have the stance to show it back. And sometimes when you have to show it back and have the stance to show it back, it's not always positive, and sometimes some people might even see it as more of aggression or more anger and stuff like that when you do it. But what the fuck, I'm worth a lot more than some of the bullshit that people think. People think I'm supposed to just sit here and accept. I don't know. I mean, I'm at the point now where it's like, I mean, I do think Black Lives do matter in a way. I mean, I'm not gonna, I mean, that sentence still kind of rings with me, but it's like, I can't support the movement or the cause. Because people in the movement or the cause say one thing, but they do the complete opposite, People in the movement or the cause say one thing about Black Lives Matter and do the complete opposite of what they tell you and stuff like that. And that's kind of why I have some issues and some beef with some of these other cultural groups, is because people have said one thing and completely did another thing to me, or put me in situations where they completely did another situation, and people act in a certain a different certain way, so anyways, I'm at that point where it's just like I'm trying to breathe, I'm trying to do what I have to do. I got bad nasal drip too. I can feel it like dripping right in the back of my throat right here. It's not good. But anyways, I'm doing the best I can. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, Point being is I had a good day today and I'm moving forward with my life, but there's still a lot of stuff I wish I knew how to address and just tell people, with tact and exactly how I feel, And I mean, I did it in another video. I started telling people exactly how I felt, but there wasn't enough time on my fucking phone to keep the video going. Kind of like right now, because that beeping sound that probably not even 5 minutes ago was basically my phone saying it's only on 15%. So here I go again, having to possibly cut this video short when I could probably go another 20 to 30 minutes, But, regardless, I had a good day today. I'm worth a lot more. I know I'm worth a lot more than some of the bullshit that I'm putting myself involved in and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, some people are probably going to be upset. People might feel differently, and people might start defriending me and stuff like that because they feel different. They feel like I'm different, acting differently, or feeling differently about the way I'm going about things compared to their values or how they believe and stuff like that. I mean, I might not be able to, see eye to eye with everybody's values or etc. I mean, obviously the black community has their own culture and their own issues within their culture and stuff like that I can't speak on and etc. That obviously kind of fuels some of this, that obviously kind of fuels a lot of other issues, and kind of adds to these other issues between me and them and some other things. But for the most part, I'm just trying to breathe, and I'm just trying to go forward and ignore all this shit. But I mean, I'm doing all right though. I had a really good day today. I really did have a good day today. I'm doing all right. I'm chilling and trying to breathe, trying to do what I have to do. Looking forward to see what the rest of my week holds. Looking forward to see what the rest of my week holds and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't even know at this point, I don't know. It's late. It's late. It's almost 12 fucking o'clock, and it's almost like it's 11:32. It's like I'm 30 minutes until fucking 12 a.m. I should be asleep right now, but the heat and the like my mind and everything else is just kind of going fucking wild. But I am gonna get ready to go to sleep. I don't know if this video made any sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but apparently I just wanted to touch up on my worth. I just wanted to say I had a good day, and I am disappointed. I don't think people really understand, everything about why I feel like I have a right to be disappointed, or how much effort or time or money I try to put into local businesses, and try to put into local businesses only to be told, or only to feel like I shouldn't support them, or feel like my stuff like that. I mean, obviously I still do things. I still do things out. I kind of learned too that I'm still gonna do things for I still do things in a way too, because it's like if the business or something has a product you would be interested in, right? I mean, obviously you can't fully not totally regret it, because it's like sometimes if the business or something has a product you're interested in and stuff like that, then it's good to maybe support a local business instead of always buying from Amazon. That if a business has a product or some type of goods that you would like to be able to support them for the exchange of maybe like a book or something. It's not totally money wasted. It's not totally money wasted and stuff like that. When it comes to some of your purchases or some of what you invest your money in. Maybe it's like professional, a little bit of professional time still wasted because you don't feel like you didn't get as much support as an artist and etc. But you got material wealth out of it too. And for a while you spoke about them and kind of made their business prosper, shit like that. But I mean, there's dualities to being an artist and doing what you have to do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I did like Taquana's soul food. I mean, I liked her soul food. I liked the banana pudding. I liked the music. I liked the food, and I liked going there and eating and partaking in the food and stuff she would cook, because she is an amazing cook, and she's an amazing she makes amazing cakes and stuff, and she really has some culinary skills that work for her. But I'm at the point now where it's just like I'm never going to be able to have Taquana's soul food again. So it's like, and at this point, I'm probably never going to go back and support John Noki's bookstore again, or support his books, or be able to support the books, or But obviously, some of my support for John Noki has been basically I put my support there because I wanted support back in return, because I wanted him to see what I was doing as an artist, and seeing how I wanted to support him and hoped he would support me in return as an artist. And I kind of learned too that you can't as somebody from the Harfords and Massachusetts, basically, poets had put it, from T'Challa's crew. You can't support somebody and always always expect something in return. Like, you can't always support somebody and always expect something in return. You support people because you want to support them, but you can't always expect something in return. I'm trying to make connections through my support and stuff of others and stuff too. The thing is, I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money to always keep myself afloat, to always be able to support others, and etc., and be able to support myself and my personal life at the same time. That's kind of why I got kind of in that whole involvement problem with Taquana too, when it came to talking to her, because she realized she could offer me a job, and she was also realizing I wanted to really kind of be there for her and help her out, because my mom was making it sound like she was making it sound like she was a single woman and she had kids and she was there by herself at night, and I should really go help her out and step up and be a man and help her out, because she was kind of by herself, and she was she could probably use the help for her business in her store. And that's basically why I did what I did, is because part of me really liked Taquana, and part of me liked their food and like the business, and I was like, yeah, maybe I could step up and finally be a guy and be a man and be like, I can help you out and I can be there for you and tell you that you're not gonna you don't have to be alone, and welcome to Torrington. I want to make things easier on you, and I want to help you out where I can, and it just completely fell apart. Completely fell apart. It started taking, so it started helping taking some of my artistic stuff and some of the artistic stuff that made me an artist, and kind of affected some of my local support with it. So, obviously, I talk about supporting local business and supporting local business, but I'm learning a lot too about, when it comes to, not always having to, not always supporting local business and stuff at the sake of, before the sake of, getting your own needs met and the sake of yourself. You can support local business all you want to, but don't do it out of the expense of before your own needs or your own situation is covered, or, etc. Because I've learned a lot about that. I'm kind of like at that point too. It's like I don't have to always feel like I have to be like the savior of like the support of local business, because that's kind of what got piled into my head, especially with the Performance Hub. It's like, the Performance Hub was always like, well, why don't you support local? Why don't you support the local artist? All the money you support for. All the money you support for, all the people on Amazon or all the famous artists is basically, and the owner there basically made it sound like I just had to support local. I had to support local, and it was like, I don't have to do anything, but if I choose to support local and I choose to, put my money and dollars towards local and try to branch out and try to, be a supporter of local, which I kind of have been for several years up until the point of like, a few months ago to last year or so when all this stuff happened and fell apart, I don't know, I'm so fucking frustrated, it's not fucking funny, but anyways, I'm getting offline, everything is really going good, but I really gotta just say how I feel, I really just gotta say how I feel, and it's, some of this pro-black stuff really, really rubs me the wrong way. Not that I don't think a black person's life doesn't matter and stuff like that, although people are gonna challenge that and say, well, you don't believe everything that Black Lives teaches and stuff like that, obviously, I still want to say that black people do matter, and I still want to be there for the black community, or at least I wanted to. But obviously, we have differences over just a simple opinion of who I want to love, and that's because people feel like there's a history about who I want to love and stuff like that people feel is wrong, But obviously, you can say one thing and believe one thing, and then the system, you can believe a whole different thing, and people are just gonna argue with that until till the day that they die. So it's just like never-ending vicious cycle, The propaganda and all this other bullshit about how the system's this and the system's that and all this other shit and all the shit that they feed you, and how you have to feel like this or think this way or feel that way or be this or buy that and etc. That, just really, really kind of like blows up out of proportion and really just makes things bullshit. But anyways, I'm getting offline because my phone's about to die. I'm going to try to get some sleep because I'm tired. Anyways.